Coming to you from Arcadia, California, it's the 51st running of the largest high school sporting event in the country, the Arcadia Invitational Track and Field Meet. I'm Trent Rush. Joining me in the broadcast booth, my broadcast partner, Matt Farmer, multiple Big West decathlon champ when he was at UC Irvine. This year, got to mention this too, father to the favorite in the men's decathlon. Matt, the Arcadia Invitational has a couple of nicknames, among them California versus the U.S., and I think we can see that even right away in the first race.
Right, Trent. You opened by saying that Arcadia is the largest high school sporting event in the country. This year, there's 4,000 athletes competing. 584 high schools are represented. They're from 31 different states and multiple countries around the world. We've got Canada, Argentina, Belgium, and even New Zealand featured here this year. Most of the athletes are from California in this meet, but the rest of the country and the world send their best athletes here to test themselves against the best California has to offer.
No doubt that the best talent assembles here in Arcadia every single year, really unmatched across the country in terms of the best in high school sports. 158 future Olympians. It explains why another nickname is so important for this meet. Arcadia, also known as the home of national records. It seems like every year records are being broken here.
Arcadia is all about great performances. This has been one of the best meets in the country every year, year in and year out. 2 years ago, we watched Noah Lyles and Michael Norman compete against each other and smashed the national sprint records here at Arcadia. 2 years removed, both those guys have already moved on and become world record holders. Norman from Vista Marietta High School just set the world indoor 400-meter record, and he anchored the indoor 4x400 relay world record running for USC. Lyles, competing as a pro, set the 300-meter indoor world record. We kicked off last year's meet by watching the boys from Distance Power American Fork out of Utah destroy the 4x1600 record. And later in the meet, the audience watched Olympian Sydney McLaughlin crush the 300-meter hurdle national record at 38.90. All in all, Arcadia's produced 30 national high school records, by far the most of any high school track and field event in the United States.
I mean, it's absolutely incredible. We're looking at the track now, and we can see some of these teams warming up for our first race of the day. It's going to be the boys 4x1. Always a great race at Arcadia to get this meet started. Matt, before we go down to the track for the start of that race, what are some of the events you're looking forward to?
Trent, last year was a tough act to follow, but this year we've really got a loaded field in a bunch of different events. Our girls 1600, always one of the featured races here. Madison Mooney out of Broomfield, Colorado will face off with McKenna Brown from La Costa Canyon down in San Diego. Both are sub 450 milers. Should be a great battle there. Our boys 3,200 meters, always the highlight here at Arcadia Invitational. We've got 18 reigning state champions in this field tonight. In our boys short sprints, the 100 and 200, Austin Kratz coming out from Doc Mennonite High School in Lansdale, Pennsylvania, should be one of the great races here. The girls 400, a battle of our two top runners from the state of Georgia, and Tierra Robinson-Jones out of Bishop O'Dowd, who signed with Texas A&M. Bullis, Maryland, bringing their sprint power out here to Arcadia. They are the national record holders in the shuttle hurdles as well as the 4x200 meter relay indoors. The boys pole vault, we've got a standout here, Sondre Gatormsen, the UCLA signee out of Davies High School by way of Norway, has been having a great spring. And then one of the highlights for me, always the Arcadia Multis, decathlon and heptathlon will be on the docket as well.
Yeah, certainly looking forward to that. All right, here we go. Boys 4x1. Interesting already. Clovis North in lane 5. They're a scratch. And, Matt, this really is one of those races pretty wide open. I think you can expect any of these teams here in the mix to have a chance.
Yeah, you can see we've got 5 states represented. Rancho Verde on the inside, always tough out of Moreno Valley. Bishop Gorman is the best team out of the state of Nevada, and Chandler out in the 8 is Arizona's finest.
Yeah, crazy to think that there are a lot of really, I guess not crazy to think, but there's a lot of talent on the outside. No question about it. These dudes are fast.
And there you can see in the early going in the all orange in the middle of the track out of Las Vegas, Bishop Gorman, traditional football powerhouse, getting it done here on the track as well. To their outside is Long Beach Poly in the gold singlets, and then Chandler out in lane 8 in the royal blue over white out of Arizona. Chandler, good pass from leg 2 to 3. Long Beach Poly, a tough one there. Bishop Gorman and Chandler, and then on the inside, keep an eye on Rancho Verde in lane 1. A great third leg. They'll be the leaders as we head for home in the anchor spot. Rancho Verde in 1. Chandler out in lane 8. Going to come down to the wire between these two, Rancho Verde and Chandler.
How you like that closing speed from lane 8? 41:44, our unofficial time. Again, we thought that maybe on the outside we could see some speed, and that was indeed the case. As we get another look at this last race, right away you could see that Chandler was in good position. Rancho Vera, though, you mentioned that third leg put him in great position. Handoffs always so important in this race, and then closing speed. Photo finish at the end. How you like that? There's Chandler. There's the time, 41:44. They win it by 0.05 of a second. All right, let's have a look at the girls 4x1 now. Once again, 5 different states represented in this race.
Yeah, you can see Rancho in lane 4. They're Nevada's finest. And Bullis, Potomac, Maryland, we mentioned in the open, the national indoor record holders at 4x200. Chandler in lane 6 is the best out of Arizona. Upland in lane 3, leading off here is Jada Hicks, national class 100-meter hurdler. We'll get the action going for the Highlanders in lane 3. And again, Jada Hicks, the one to watch in lane 3 for the Highlanders of Upland. A terrific hurdler. We'll see her later in the show in the 100-meter hurdles. And Upland is out well. Westlake out in lane 7 in the royal blue jerseys, going well. Bullis School got a little bit of work to do here as we head to leg number 4. Leah Phillips will run the anchor leg for the Bullis School out of Potomac, Maryland. Anybody's race here. Upland, Bullis, Rancho, and Westlake. Upland, and here comes Bullis School. Leah Phillips with a good late finish. Phillips looks like she's going to pull off the victory here for Bullis.
4:05.71, the unofficial time, Matt, as we get another look here. Again, we just saw that closing speed from Bullis at the end, a really good anchor leg, and they had a lot of ground to make up in this race, as you mentioned.
They sure did. Phillips, we'll see her a little later in the hurdles. She's one of the better hurdlers in the country, and Phillips with a good finish gets the job done.
Upland ends up finishing second there. Rancho at third. Those are the times. 4:05.72. The official. Here's Bullis, wins the girls 4x1. And when we come back, the women's 1 mile invitational, a couple of seniors, McKenna Brown and Madison Mooney among those to watch. It's going to be a good one. Stick around. We'll be right back.